Welcome to Season 4 of She Lancer, Mom Entrepreneur with VoiceOver Angela. I'm your host, Angela. I'm a full-time voiceover artist and audiobook narrator, and this podcast are the audio versions of my live Q&A chats on YouTube. If you'd like to be part of the live Q&A chats, come on over to my YouTube channel, VoiceOver Angela. I'm live every Tuesday at 12 p.m. EST. We talk about voiceover, the business of voiceover, audiobooks, and so much more. Find more information on my website, voiceoverangela.com. Enjoy today's episode. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I wanted to see if I sound horrible. Do I sound okay? Yep, sounds like I do. Okay. Last week we had some serious mic issues or connection issues or something. Anyway, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are. Thank you for joining me again for another live Q&A session. If my audio does go wonky, please let me know. I'll be sure to pay attention this time. Thank you for joining me again for another live Q&A session here on my channel. My name is Angela. I am a full-time voiceover artist and audiobook narrator. And my channel is dedicated to those of you just getting started out in this wonderful world of voiceover and audiobook narration. And through my channel, I share with you some stuff, tips, tricks, techniques that I do every day in my own voiceover business. And then we get together in these weekly chats to talk about a topic or, however many we come up with. But typically we try to stay on track. And today's question is, to start the topic off, is, have you ever seen voiceover content on social media while you're scrolling, any social media platform, where it just seems like it's either too good to be true or maybe misleading, confusing? I ask this question because, as you know, I work with a lot of new people who ask questions or have a lot of questions, need help just picking my brain, getting started with this business. And I have heard quite a few of them talk about social media content or finding someone on social media that, and again, I don't want to fault anybody for their business, what's the word I'm looking for? The way that they conduct their business. But a lot of people I've talked to have either felt like they've been duped or what the reality of what they were getting into was not what was happening. And I see more and more of this all the time on social media. And I think a lot of it has to do with affiliate marketing and I don't know, people just trying to reach out with, the hopes that you're just super anxious about getting started with this. I don't know. I don't want to fault anybody for their business practices, but, they do what they do. I just wanted to get into a conversation today to make those of you that are new to this aware of what I'm seeing more and more of. My volume is low. Wait, if I can turn it up. I did check my volumes earlier. I don't know what it is with StreamYard, but I'm hoping you guys can hear me okay. Let me just check it really quick. So if I hit automatically adjust, is that better or was it better before? Let's turn it up a little bit and see if that helps. Volume's fine? Okay. Well, then I'll leave it alone. I'm all paranoid about it now. But I wanted to get in this conversation today because I wanted those of you watching to share stories about what you've experienced, if you've experienced anything. But I wanted to just touch on this because I see more and more of this happening, and I don't want you're just getting started, you're going down that internet rabbit hole, you're in your research phase, and then you come across these people that promise you the world for a very high price ticket. And you go that route and it's not what you expected. Or I'm sure we've all seen those social media posts of hey, do you speak English? Do you want to make $1,000 an hour from your iPhone sitting in your PJs? Um, Mainly that's either I see those for voices.com or for ACX, mainly ACX. And the people that make that content are not voice actors. They're not audiobook narrators. They're just trying to get you to click and watch their video over and over again. And it's, as you may know, that's not how it goes on ACX. It's not $400 per hour. It's per finished hour. So I just wanted to get together and talk about this today. I'm already going off on tangents. So the poll so far has about 31 votes. It looks like the majority of you know about this stuff and know what is real and what is not. And 26% of you said, no, not really. But that's good. That's good. So I'm hoping that anyone going down that rabbit hole for the first time, I'm hoping that you come across this video and watch it and realize that when you do see this content on social media, do your research first. And I think that really goes with anything, right? Anything you see on social media, please do your research first. Don't just jump on the bandwagon and go, expecting what you hear on that post to be reality, especially if it sounds too good to be true, right? Do your research on that product, that website, that person before you just immediately sign up. That's really what I wanted to impress upon you because I'm seeing more and more of this content all the time. So let's go over to the comments and see who's first in. It looks like Rustic Hillbilly was in today first. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Rustic Hillbilly. Caesar is here. Hey, Caesar. Oh, hi, Angela. My wife used to forward those ads to me about making money from home through voiceover. She knew the numbers were inflated, and I knew it was tougher gig that it led on. Good. Yeah, some of those posts and some of these people that you see, I know I'm not going to name any names, are just way over the top. And I think we need to call them out. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, because, how many people actually buy into that? Especially now when, times are a little hard, right? Caesar then says, now, over a year later, having built a studio, upgraded my hardware, learned my DAW, and experienced the business firsthand, can confirm it won't get you rich quick. And more work than most think. And I think that is really the biggest misconception that you get from these voiceover posts, that, you spend a month with someone and at the end of that month, you get a professionally made demo and you'll be making thousands of dollars every month. That's just not reality. I mean, with any job, there's no easy button. There's no get rich quick. Most of that stuff you have to really just go, really? Because some people do better than others. Some people take off quicker, than others do. And as I always say, there's, everybody's got a different path. Everyone's got, different approaches and different success rates. But in reality, any kind of business or any kind of new endeavor is going to take some time to get started. You have to learn how to do it. You have to learn the equipment that goes with it. Learn the websites or the marketing strategies to actually get seen and to make some sales and to do the business. I mean, all of that just takes time. There's really nothing that you could probably get started with in a month, right? Especially with audiobooks. It takes time. That said, hello everyone. I sent my files over to Raven Wildwood yesterday and now waiting on the rights holder. It was an exhilarating experience, and I'm ecstatic that Raven thought I did an awesome job. Well, I'm not surprised, Caesar. Of course you did an awesome job. I'm very excited for you. Dylan said, hi all. Congrats, Caesar. Can't wait to listen to the finished product. Same. You're telling me that I can't make $400 an hour with just my iPhone and laptop? Oh no, I've made a huge mistake. Well, Dylan, I think you know that you can't. And you're doing just fine. You're doing just fine. Dwight said, "Good morning, Angela, my fellow Angelinos." I answered, "I know, but I used to not know, and that is how I got into this passion pit of voiceover in the first place." So you can say I have a love-hate relationship with those entrapment TikToks, and not just TikTok. You see them, I've seen them on every platform in some way, shape, or form. Some way, shape, or form. I see them everywhere. Love them for getting me here. Do love them for they are a scam. For the first time in my life, I am happy I was scammed. So you saw a social media post that was something to the effect of, hey, make, a bajillion dollars an hour with just your voice, but then did your research on it before jumping in. I wouldn't say that you were scammed. I would just say that something piqued your interest and then you did your research on it. So that's good. Pam's here. Hey, Pam. Morning all. Morning to you, Pamela. Bob Reitz is here. Hey, Bob. Good morning from beautiful Wadsworth, Ohio. House all to myself. Am I doing VO? No. I'm scrubbing floors that the dog keeps messing up. Aren't pets a treasure? I feel you. Caesar says, "Thanks, Dylan. I'm excited, nervous, excited." And yeah, pretty sure a lot of VO fluencers emerged from the COVID woodwork with lofty goals and promises and slapdash tutorials with podcasting gear. Could be. Could be. Yeah. Yeah. I think for the majority of, just generally speaking, most of the content that I see is from legit voice artists who just want to share tips and answer questions. I mean, much like I do, just to share and to kind of pay it forward. As some of you know that have been watching me for any length of time, I do this because I wanted to be the voice that I wanted 6 years ago when I first got started. And over the years of doing this on YouTube, I feel like I've, based on the comments that I get and things, I feel like I've done well with sharing information and helping as much as I can. But some will take advantage of, the easy accessibility, of being online. So I guess really just, use your discernment and do your research on anything and everything that you see on social media before you just jump in, is basically what I wanted to say, really. Kristen Downey is here. Good morning. Thanks for stuff. You're welcome for stuff. Joe Pay says your volume is low. Okay. I hope it's okay. Joel. Hey, Joel. How you doing? Good morning, Angela and everyone here. I'm glad I found good communities like this one. So the realistic view of the job is a lot clearer. Very helpful as a new VO. Well, good. That's ultimately my goal, is just to share with you guys. So maybe not like vlogging, but to share my journey with you and what I have learned throughout the course of creating this new endeavor for myself, in the hopes that I can save you some time and some frustration and maybe make you aware of things that I see, much like the topic of today. So I hope it helps. I'm hoping it helps. Caesar says volume's fine. Okay. Doris J. King, how are ya? Good day. Joel also said volume's good. Okay, good. Fine for me too. Good. Florida D says, hi, y'all. Okay, everybody's saying, hear you fine. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. Doris J. King says, yes, the ads started coming in soon after I searched on how to build a closet studio for voiceover work for beginners. You can't tell me that Google's not paying attention to everything that we do online. There's no way that you can tell me that it's not Because anytime you search for anything, all of a sudden you see tons of ads and information about what you were just searching for everywhere on every social media platform. And no, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I mean, it's reality. It's what I see every day. So as soon as you start searching for something, you'll see all the ads of, you'll probably start seeing more of those, hey, make $400 an hour in your PJs with your iPhone kind of stuff. So just know that that stuff is out there, and it's mainly that kind of stuff is clickbait. They're trying to get you to watch their videos so they can, they're monetized, obviously. But seriously, on anything on social media, just do your research first, right? Donnie's here. Hey, Donnie. I saw an advertisement to make money selling my body. Unfortunately, it was for organs. Yeah, that was a mom look. Kristen Downey says, I found your YouTube videos when I started researching, and that has been tremendously helpful. Caesar has too. Oh, good. Good, I'm glad. Good, good, good. D. Hort says, hey, Angela, I'm not sure who you're referring to. It would be helpful to be more specific. To be honest, I don't like naming names, and I really didn't take note of who they were. I sort of have like a love-hate relationship with social media, because I know a lot of it is disingenuine most often, and there's so many affiliate marketers, and there's so many just ads, just fluff. Not a lot of it is just people trying to reach out and communicate. Anyway, from what I'm seeing anyway, maybe that's just me. But most of the time when I see that stuff, I just go, ugh, and I kind of scroll past it. So I couldn't tell you any names specifically, because I'm really not on social media a whole lot anyway. I tried to stay off it because it's just not what it should be. Masonry Construction says these types of ads go back 100+ years to the days of Can You Doodle ads on backs of matchbooks and magazines, free course. Yes. Mm-hmm. Kristen says, yeah, Caesar. All right, phone. That's enough from you. Hang on, let me mute that really quick. Christine. Hey, Christine. Greetings. Greetings to you. You got some bagels. Caesar says, thank you, Kristen. I'm also looking forward to your VO journey. Hope the gear list recommendations helped out. D. Hort says, question. Once you have some demos, what's the best way to market your demo? Depending on which route you're going to go. I think if you're going to go the audiobook route, I think start on ACX if it's available in your country and put your samples there, but be sure to recycle them often, meaning as soon as you post a sample, they're posted chronologically, basically, in the samples list for authors searching for audiobook narrators. And as soon as you post it, it's slowly going to travel down the page as everyone else adds theirs. So at whatever intervals you decide, recycle them, right? Every week, take them down, put them back up, right? And also be sure that your titles are descriptive of what kind of demo or sample it is. Don't just name it My Audiobook Demo. That tells the searcher nothing. And I know there's filters and tags and things, but a lot of people don't use them or very minimally. So you want to make sure that your title is descriptive of what the demo is representing. Specifically, like if it was mine, I would say female or American female narrating self-help or something of that nature. If it's, I would have to say, I mean, even though this is the love part of social media for me, is that being on social media gets you in front of many more people. And if they can hear your voice and in its application with your samples or demos, then that will also help to market you, I think, more quickly than just about any other method. And at some point, you're also going to want to reach out to companies directly via direct marketing. And then when you start to build a relationship with those companies, some of them actually have like, would you like to join the roster or something like that? Those are the places where you can enter in your demos. And then eventually you're going to want to perhaps seek out an agent, and then you can market your demos that way. There's a lot of different ways to utilize the demos you have. If you're going to be on pay to plays, your demos are going to go there so people can hear you. There's a lot of different ways that you can market your demos. Kara Hayden says, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Kara. Kristen says, Caesar, it's all rolling in, and I think I'll have it all by Wednesday. That's exciting, Kristen. New gear's always exciting. Jim says, in ACX, is there a place to post samples of books that I have read, maybe a paragraph from? Yes, I think you asked me this question a couple days ago. Go to your profile in ACX, edit your profile, and then there should be a place where that's called samples or poster sample, something like that. You can add your samples there. You can post them there. Andrew says, it's Google's world. We just live in it. I mean, true. True. Google's taken over. It's kind of scary, actually. Eric says, I love this community and have learned so much from you and the group. I'm occasionally asked about how to start. You are always on the top of my check this out list. Oh, thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Florida D says, also, I wanted to say that I joined Premium, and after just 1 week, it was totally worth it. Looking forward to Thursdays. Now, apparently, I have to figure out Discord. Yeah, Discord for me was something to figure out. But once you figure out how it works and where everything is, it's a powerful tool. It's a powerful tool for groups to engage and do all kinds of things together, to communicate, to share. Like on our, what Florida D is referring to is my Platinum group. And with that membership, we meet every Thursday and we do some fun activities and analyze scripts and practice reads and, all kinds of things together. And with that also comes a private server in Discord for our group where members can ask each other questions, reach out for support. We can watch each other work, live and ask questions or give feedback. It's Discord is a huge, huge, huge thing once you figure it out. So I feel you on that. It takes a little while. But if I can figure it out, I'm sure you can too. Caesar says, I searched for how to build a VO booth once upon a time, and one guy built a VO booth for $0, and it's literally a dude with a blanket over his head. Yeah, algorithms and cookies for sure. Uh-huh. Donnie says, Angela, we love you, and so many of us are where we are, and heading to where we want to be is because of you and your efforts. I appreciate that, Donnie. I do. I really do. That makes me feel better. Doris J. King says, exactly. And then Janelle is here. Hi, Janelle. Hey, Angela, I'm learning what to be wary of the more I see some of the scams. Grateful to you and the community. Good. Good. And if you're watching this and you have seen something specific and maybe were duped by it, but you maybe, I don't know, even if you don't want to say who or what, I mean, share your experiences. Share your experiences because really the point of this chat today is to help other people be aware of what to look for based on your algorithm and cookies, apparently, and how you use Google is going to, show you some things or other things, or I hate being so vague, but I really don't want to. Anyway, share your experiences. I want to make people aware of what to look for or, what to be aware of. Randall says, my apologies, school ran late. Start of fall classes here in Wisconsin. I owe donuts. Yes, if you're late, you bring donuts. But thank you for that. Yes, I will take your donut rain check. Hello, everyone. Masonry Construction says, Dehort, you've seen the social media pieces with folks implying you can make hundreds of dollars just talking into your iPhone. That's the stuff Angela's discussing. Nothing specific, just lots of it. Yes. And not just that stuff, not just the clickbait ads that you mainly see, but also when you find people on social media, people on YouTube, people with ads about coaching, I want you to mainly be aware of people that will promise that you will have a professional demo and that you'll be making thousands of dollars or something like that within the first 1 to 3 months after paying thousands of dollars for their course. Something like that. Because I just don't know if that's reality. Because with the way that we've talked about demos many times here on my channel about having a professional demo made before you even understand how your DAW and effects work. Meaning, if you're just brand new and you don't understand your DAW and your effects and proximity and your room is not set up properly and you spend thousands of dollars with someone for a little bit of coaching and then they create a professional demo for you and your demo sounds amazing, but you yourself can't reproduce the sound of that demo, right? Because you don't know how your effects work. You don't know how your DAW works. Your room perhaps isn't perfect. And what you provide the client doesn't sound anything like your demo. That's a misrepresentation to the client, right? That could be a problem for you getting started in your career. So a professional demo is not a bad thing, but there's a right time for it. And I think that time is going to be a little bit later down the road. Excuse me, after you've had some training, you understand your DAW, you've maybe met up with an audio engineer, and you can, at that point, reproduce the sound of your professional demo, right? That's really all I mean. Excuse me. But if you have a professional demo that you paid, dang it, excuse me, thousands of dollars for in the very beginning, I mean, it's not a bad thing, but I feel like I'm going off on a tangent. Just pump the brakes, Angela. Pump the brakes, Angela. Dylan said, also watch out for the demo factories that offer classes, coaching for somebody you've never heard of, and demo production and rolled into one, trying to take advantage of new VOs. And that's pretty much what I'm referring to. That's pretty much what I'm referring to. Yeah. And get training from a lot of people. Join groups, as I've said. Join Facebook groups. Join any kind of voiceover community. And you're not going to know if the communities that you want to join are going to be as open and supportive and I don't want to say, well, I guess, yeah, loving. As some of the groups that I'm part of, finding those groups is going to be hard. You might have to do a little, trial and error with finding these groups. Some of them are not as open and kind to new voiceover artists, unfortunately. But I can tell you that my group, the VO Workshop, anybody that's gatekeepy or just, rude, I don't deal with that. I don't deal with that. I don't have any of those in my Platinum group at all. But joining communities in voiceover is going to help you in so many different ways and to help you discern who else to learn from and to train with and who to possibly stay away from, right? Having other people that you know and trust can help you along this journey in so many different ways. Caesar says, we can't just rattle off a few names and watch if your face twitches. Is it Peter Baker, Bill DeWeese, Gabby Curtis, Theodore Roosevelt? I honestly, I really don't want to say any names, but I can tell you that the people that I trust, I would say, or who I follow, or who I learn from, who I'm in circles with, is Anthony Pica, Gabby Nistico. Um, I love Anne Ganguza. I love to learn from her. But I would say at some point you're going to be in this voiceover journey and you're going to start to do research and you're start to, once the Google algorithms learn what you're looking for, they're going to start to show you more and more stuff, right? On social media, in Google. And just whoever you find, watch a lot of their stuff, right? They have pages that's got all of their videos and whatnot on it. Just pay attention to what kind of content they're posting. If it's all sales, all, buy from me, all, you know what I mean? Maybe do a little research on them. Maybe, see what else they've done. Where else they're posting content, and if it's the same, just hey, sales, sales, sales. And I don't know. Me personally, I don't really like that. I like people who want to genuinely help. I can tell you for me, that's how I started, was just to make videos on stuff that I have learned, to help other people, just to kind of say, hey, this is what I've learned so far and this is what I have found. Hope it helps kind of a thing. And then I was asked for my time. I was asked for courses. I was asked for, more information and more ways to work with me on a one-on-one basis. That, my intention was not to get online just to sell courses, just to, make money, because I don't really make a whole lot of money doing this online. That's not the purpose of this. It's just to share. So find people that, speak to you, that feel genuine to you, and reach out to them. See who they follow, see who they talk about. That would be the way that I would go. Hoagie Toon says, why am I so froggy? Thanks for the audiobook tip. That's the dream, to be part of a roster. And it will usually take some time to be part of a roster, because most of the rosters that I have seen have required for you to have some pretty major credits under your belt before they will even consider adding you to your roster, to their roster. So keep that in mind. But every place is a little bit different. Every place that you find that has rosters available, a little bit different. Masonry Construction says, speaking of Google listening in, Google search is now becoming Google AI search or something like that. It's changing the algorithms. Might really impact Google AdWords. Oh, that's true. That's very true. Jim Williams says, okay, thanks. You're welcome. Donnie says, yes, that is correct, Angela. You can post samples on your ACX profile. Yes, you can. How do you join the Post Discord crowd? Post Discord crowd. If you're a Platinum member, which you are, Jim, if you go to my website and you go to the Platinum tab, there are actually a few different pages within that Platinum tab where you can join Discord. And I know that you've joined, or you've told me that you've joined a few times. But I think Discord is a little bit confusing at first, but you really just need to get in there and play with it a little bit and look around, and then it'll start to make sense. MMVO says, hi everyone from the cold UK. I'm a VO newbie and just wanted to say that your videos and advice have been invaluable so far, Angela. Well, thank you for that. Thank you so much for helping to kickstart my new life journey. That's awesome. Mandy. Nice to meet you, Mandy. Welcome to the family. Jim says, I am with you on the pro demo something you can't do on your own. Yes. Yeah, I think that is definitely something to look out for. if you have somebody saying, hey, pay me $2,000, $3,000, I'll coach you for a month and give you a pro demo and then just send you out into the world. You're on your own. Good luck. I don't know. Caesar says, I'm on the subject of scams. There are lots out there, like people selling cheap VO gear with affiliate links, or VO one-click processing presets for $5, or VO foam for like $50 for a pack of 24. Yeah, I would even say anything that if you see like affiliate link stuff, then do your research on that thing also, right? Just do your research on everything. I mean, just what's the phrase? Trust but verify. Right? Verify. Do your research on everything before you just go and spend your hard-earned money on it. Jim says, meeting with folks here has been very good for me. Got me talking into the front of the mic for a change. And that happens a lot, Jim, so don't feel bad about that. That happens a lot. There's been quite a few times when I've been working with somebody, with one of my programs, and I'll meet with them for the first time and they're talking into the backside of their microphone. Happens a lot. Happens a lot. Kristen says, your group is pro. Primo. Platinum is awesome. Awesome. Thank you for that. Yeah, they are awesome. They are awesome. Doris says, go at your own pace. Absolutely. And that is the best way to go about really anything, is go at the pace that you're comfortable with. Because you don't want to burn yourself out before you even get started. And everybody has a different pace. Everyone's got a different path. Everybody's different. And going at your own pace will definitely help you with like comparisonitis and all of the other things, imposter syndrome, all of the things that we deal with on top of that. If you just focus on your own journey, learn everything that you can, as I always say, take it all in, take in everything everybody has to say, but use discernment, do research if you need to, take what resonates and leave what doesn't, right? And then build your own business plan, based on what you feel is right. And then bounce those plans off of other people that you know and trust in your communities. Caesar says, also, welcome, Mandy. Excited for you as well. It would be an excellent idea for you to join Angela's Platinum. Wonderful platform for anyone who wants to join a VO community. Yeah, the Platinum group they're amazing group people. Donnie says, it's almost as bad as online dating. You'll swim through the sewage before you find the ocean. For me, the journey is worth it. Angela, check out Jennifer Hale. I really think you would click. Jennifer Hale? I'm going to write that down. Jennifer Hale. Thank you for that, buddy. Jim says, I watch you, Bill DeWeese, and Anthony mainly. I learn a lot from more than one teacher. Some overlap, a lot of unique wisdom. Yes, because I think the main reason I say to take or to watch everyone that you come across, and just everyone's got a different like golden nugget, right? There's a lot of overlap there because there's only so much that you can talk about in the voiceover world. So you'll find a lot of people talking about the same stuff. But every once in a while, you'll come across a little nugget that somebody says, and you go, and it just clicks, and you're like, oh my God, that's the solution to that problem that I had last week. That is a good way to implement a new tool or a new strategy to help me out with this thing that I was experiencing last week, or something that may come up in the future for you, and now you know how to handle it, right? This is kind of what my goal was for today's conversation. Was that if you ever do come across something that just sounds too good to be true, or, that's super expensive, but you're going to have this big golden goose at the end of it, I don't know. Just use your discernment, do your research, trust but verify, right? Absolutely. Yes, everyone has a different perspective on things, different experiences. So there may be a nugget here or there among what those different people say. MMVO says, thanks, Caesar. I love your contributions to the videos, too. I certainly take a look at Platinum. I'm with the gravy at the moment. I hear that a lot, too, so need to be financially sensible. Florida D says, wait, what? I assumed you were making $400 per viewer for hosting your YouTube videos. I'm so disappointed. I should just walk away now. No, I do this mainly because I enjoy the community. I enjoy helping in even just a small way. But yeah, I don't, it's more for me than my pocketbook. Dora says, how do you feel about Fiverr? It looks pretty saturated with VO artists. It's challenging to stand out. It is challenging to start out. And I think I started with Fiverr about 6 years ago, a little over 6 years ago. And I got in at a time where there were a lot of voiceover artists on there already, but it's definitely more saturated now. I think mostly because of what we're talking about. People that you see on social media saying, hey, here's a cool trick, or here's an easy way to make money. Here's a, easy button, whatever it is, right? So a lot of people joined, but I don't know how many of those people are actually active, currently active, or if they are really, if this is really something that they want to do, or if it's sort of like a part-time hobby. And maybe they don't have the best quality mic, they don't have, you know what I mean? So I don't know how many of those numbers that you see are actually real. Real active people actively doing this, right? But I would never let numbers dissuade you from something that you want to do. It is hard to stand out. I can tell you that Fiverr does shuffle people around. Yes, there are ways to promote gigs, and there are ads, and there are all different ways to sort of get to the top of the page. But Fiverr does shuffle people around quite a bit. As I've always said, there's an ebb and flow to Fiverr. They try to give everyone an equal shake by shuffling everyone around. But you have to keep in mind that Fiverr is also just an algorithm, just like everything else, just like any other search-based website. It's your searchability is based on the keywords that the clients are using. So by doing a little bit of research and looking into what words our clients are using, or trying to think like the client when they go in and search for something, what words are they using? And then update those things with your titles and your tags, refresh your thumbnails. If you're not seeing any traffic at all, then what have you have to lose? Go refresh your gigs, refresh your demos, because I'm sure they probably sound better now than they did a couple of months ago, right? We just inherently get better. Refresh your thumbnails, refresh your titles, refresh your tags. And then that will effectively reset your place in the algorithm. And then just give it a couple weeks and see which way it goes. It's just, you have to be proactive. You can't just, post a gig and then sit back and go, well, no one likes me. Make some changes and see what happens. Same with Upwork. It's the same with any other, like search-based website, right? Bello, Joe says. Dora says, have you heard of Carrie Olson? Yes, I have. Carrie Olson is the reason I am here today. Carrie Olson's interview about being an audiobook narrator was what caught my attention 6 years ago and started me down this rabbit hole. Carrie Olson is the reason I am here today talking to you. Yes, I have heard of Carrie Olson. Caesar says, hi, Joe. Didn't know you spoke Minion. Bello. Don't even ask me to say that. Dora says, Carrie comes across as genuine and humble. She does. She does. Donnie says, oh, off topic, I got a denial, but a 2-paragraph explanation, and she loves my voice and to keep auditioning for her books, which I thought was very cool of her. Yes. Anytime that you get a response from a client like this, because remember, a lot of times clients have hundreds of auditions to listen to, and we can't they're not obligated to give us any kind of feedback or anything like that, right? But when they do, you have to take the time to say thank you. Thank you for the update. Thank you for the information. Thank you for keeping me in mind. Appreciate when they do that, right? It shows your level of professionalism. It shows that you are engaged, that you're available, that you're active, that you're interested. It shows all of those things. So be sure to thank someone when they take the time to do that. Jim says, what is VO foam? Sound absorbing material. Yes, it's actually what is behind all my blankets in here. It's like acoustic foam. It's acoustic foam. Caesar says to Jim, yep, and usually the junk soft foam does absolutely nothing to improve your sound treatment. It has for me. I think you have it in your studio too, don't you, Caesar, behind you? But essentially what it does is there are different types, and we should say that there are different types of VO foam, densities, thicknesses. Essentially, in your space, if you have smooth, hard walls in your recording space, that's going to make echo. That's going to cause reverb in your room because your voice is a vibration. If you think of it that way, your voice is a vibration. You're speaking, that vibration is going to bounce off any hard surfaces around it, and then therefore causing reverberation. So if you can cover those surfaces with something soft that's going to absorb that vibration, or not, we don't want to get into specifics, not all of it, but most of it, then that will help with the echo. There's a lot more to it than that, but basically that is what VO foam is. Talking with an audio engineer obviously will help get you the best results in your space. Caesar says to Donnie, I kind of got something similar. It basically said she loved my voice but didn't fit the character, and that's okay. Not to you, Caesar, but to anybody watching. Your voice is not going to be suited for every project. It's just not. We all have different voices and different unique aspects of our voices, and the client has a particular kind of voice or sound or tone in their head as they're writing the script or the manuscript. And we can't expect to fit that every single time. So if you do get a denial or a rejection, it's not because you stink. It's not because you're not suited to do this at all. It just means that you weren't fit for that project. You weren't, fit for that project at that time. So keep going. Get out there. Audition a lot, and then you will come across someone who is looking for your voice for their project. Masonry Construction says, trust but verify. President Ronald Reagan. Turns out he was right about that. He is absolutely right about that. Definitely trust but verify. I wanted to look at the poll really quick. Again, today's poll, there's 57 votes, so you guys are voting on this. Today's poll was, have you ever seen any kind of voiceover content or people on social media and wondered if what they're saying is too good to be true? And again, if you're just joining, I wanted to talk about this because I wanted you guys to be aware that for me anyway, I'm seeing more and more of it. And I think a lot of it has to do with affiliate marketing, clickbait. People are trying to just get you to watch their videos, because they're monetized, and what they're saying may not be reality, may not be true. So do your research on everything you see on social media, people included. So I just wanted to bring this up today because I'm seeing more of it, and I'm a little concerned that it might be misleading to a lot of people just getting started out in voiceover or audiobook narration. So it looks like most of you still, 66% of you said, yes, but I know what's real. 7% of you said that you have been duped. And then 28% of you said, no, not really. I can guarantee you the more research you're doing on voiceover and things like that, audiobook narration, the more of these you're going to see. So I'm hoping that something said today is going to help you maybe stop and think about it for a minute before you jump in and spend your hard-earned money. And for those of you that have been duped, if you care to share your experience, then, that might be helpful. But if you don't want to, that's fine too. If you don't want to, that's fine too. I've actually worked with a couple of people that have told me that before meeting with me, they did something else and it just wasn't what they expected. So I know this is happening out there, and I just wanted to talk about it today. Gregory says, okay, I'm here. Donuts, bagels, cinnamon rolls, coffee, orange juice, and pink grapefruit juice is in the back. Thank you, Gregory. Refreshments have been supplied by Gregory. Thank you for that. Jim says, my foam is a Sherpa blanket hanging across from the mic. Seems to be working, but I haven't had a pro assessment of my sound yet. And at some point, I think everybody should. I think at least with peers, right? If you can't afford to meet up with an audio engineer, I totally understand that. But I think at some point you should. But again, being part of groups, masterminds, workshops, anything where you have a group of people who do this, mostly full-time or mostly full-time, or are very invested in this, who are serious about doing this, then you are going to get, feedback, constructive criticism on how to improve not only your performance, but the sound of your space, maybe what mic would be best suited for you, all of the things. So being part of a group, and not only with the VO aspect, but also the support, the camaraderie, people who understand what you're going through in building your space and trying to find that emotion and trying to find that first job, whatever it is. I think being part of a community is huge for your success, especially in the beginning, for sure. Dwight says, for my fellow Platinum Group members, a few of us are having a 2 p.m. EST discussion on Punch and Roll in our Discord. See, there you go. An awesome reason to get on in our Platinum Group and then on our Discord. They do that. We do that. They just get in there and have little mini master classes on things in Discord for group members. Check hot takes, not tanks, takes for a link. It might happen in Google Meetings or Discord. Use link. Jim says, what is Gravy? Gravy for the Brain. It is a website. I think, I want to say they're UK based. Is that, or am I thinking of somebody else? There are a lot of groups, like brick and mortar businesses, that also have virtual events or virtual meetings, virtual courses online. Gravy for the Brain is one of them. My wife makes that stuff very well, but not audible. Dylan says, don't forget, it's a well-established fact that joining our Platinum Group makes you 10% more attractive. And you will land 70% plus or minus 69% more jobs. I can't say that that's true, but I can tell you that I think most of us have grown quite a bit, just from, myself included, just from the different perspectives and experience levels, and everyone's different interests and where their strengths are. And it's a workshop, truly is a workshop. My VO workshop, the Platinum Group, is definitely has definitely helped me, and I know that it's helped several others for certain, but I can't say anything about making you more attractive. I can't say that. Caesar says, Gravy for the Brain is a VO career coaching platform. They have a website and a YouTube channel. Gravy also goes well with charcoal grilled baby back ribs. Stop it, I'm hungry. Jim says, I think making a good audition sample is key to getting work on any site. Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of them, right? You want to have a lot of different tones, variations. You want to have a range of different kinds of samples and demos for sure. Everywhere that you can put them. Dwight says, Caesar, great recipe for success. Just lick your fingers when you're done. Caesar says, you're absolutely right, Dylan. Immediately after I joined Platinum, I asked my wife if I looked any hotter, and she choked on her iced tea. Caesar says, Dwight, you're also correct. This is probably what they meant by owning microphones with flavor. All right, we're just getting silly now. Caesar says, I have rock wool panels. Very dense. Okay, rock wool. Reckon your foam is also a higher quality, Angela. It was referring to the Chinese Amazon stuff that's like kitchen sponge. Doesn't do much. Targets wrong frequencies. Randall says, building my own studio. My gosh, you are also inspiring. Oh, thank you for that, Randall. But just keep in mind that we were all in the same place that you are now, Randall. We all started in that same place. Everybody here that's, I guess, who would now be inspiring or who would now be experienced, or, I mean, even myself, we all started in that same place as we all do. Going through the research phase and building out the studio and learning about all the different ways that VO can be used, all the different applications for it. I mean, there's so many different rabbit holes that you can go down. And we all started in the same place that you're currently in. So with time, consistency, training, support, you can get there too. You can get there too. Dwight says acoustic foam is not eggshell bed padding. It does not bounce the waves nor absorb them. It is like it is not there. Acoustic foam will absorb sound waves. 2-inch thicknesses is minimum. 4 inches is ideal. Dora says thank you. Kristen says, right now I have teenager clothing as absorbing material. I mean, it works, right? It works in a pinch. Caesar says, glad we are, Randall. Built my studio too. In fact, I built my studio while listening to Angela's videos on a playlist. Very fun. Nearly hammered a finger. Never do carpentry while distracted. Yeah, don't do that. Joe says, I think plenty of people fell off. Plenty of people fell off what? Oh, gosh. Dehort says, when you are recording audiobooks, what kind of schedule do you strive for? 2 chapters a day, 3 chapters? Great question. Right now, I'm at 2 chapters a day because with all of the other voiceover stuff that I'm doing at the moment, I don't want to overwork this. I think that's why I'm so froggy today. I've been on a pretty tight schedule with voiceover work. So, talking for long periods of time will definitely do some damage. So you have to rest it. Drink throat coat tea, do some soothing stuff, steam inhalers, all of the things. But whatever I'm doing, I'll take a break every 2 hours, 3 hours max. I'll get up, walk around, stay active, go distract yourself for a little bit. But every 2 to 3 hours max, I'm up and walking around. Breaks. Lots of water. In my case, coffee, which I should probably stop drinking so much of because it's not helping my anxiety. But water. Lots of water. But it's really going to depend on my schedule. Whatever time I have available in a day, maybe I might just get a chapter done. Maybe I can get 3 done. It's really just going to depend on what else is on my schedule for that day. So if you can't stick to like a strict schedule of 2 chapters, 2 chapters, 2 chapters, then just do what you can. Don't stress yourself out about it. Hoagie Toon says, I did not get a project awarded yet. However, an author liked my audition and asked for my per finished hour. So I'm hopeful. Good. Good, good, good. And don't just sit and wait. Dang it. Don't just sit and wait on that one author either. Keep going. Because even though they might have thrown you a little baby carrot, that might not pan out into anything. So keep going. Keep auditioning. So, and for those of you that are just sending out one audition and then just, sitting waiting with your fingers crossed, don't sit and wait. Keep auditioning. Worst case scenario, you get 2 job offers and then you just schedule them appropriately, back to back. Just keep going. Just keep auditioning. Don't sit and wait on every single one. Gregory says, I am thankful for the Platinum Group. Advice from Bill Weiss, Dewey's, Gabby Nistico, and others. Honest content can keep you honest and always improving, staying the course. It's not automatic, but hard work. Joe says, as long as you keep going, you'll find something. Network, network, network. Yes. And market, market, market. And then when I say market, the very least, posting your samples, demos, anywhere that you're allowed to. Dwight says, my dupe issue was non-invasive. It didn't cost me anything. It just caused me to look into it. I spent money on a mentor that was expensive that I might not have used so early on in my career. And that is that's another good point. If you're looking for a mentor or a coach, then I would look for someone or reach out to someone who is currently where you want to be and maybe has some parallels with you. Like maybe they have the same sort of, or had the same kind of schedule or responsibilities, or maybe the same interests as you. Maybe they are doing well in a vein of VO that you want to do well in, right? You want to look for some kind of synchronicities and some parallels. And you want to be able to see if they are, somebody that you could be comfortable with, somebody that you can jive with, someone who has a good vibe, however you want to phrase it. But you have to feel like you can get along with this person and that they can help you where you currently are because they have also been there, if that makes sense. That's what I looked for. And I hope you guys do the same. Joe says, I didn't know my wife was friends with a guy who was friends with Mark Hamill. She didn't even know who he was. Oh, gosh. Masonry Construction says, Caesar, what also goes well with baby back ribs is more baby back ribs. Yes, and lots of napkins. Moist towelettes. Jim says, oh, yes, I am happy just to type in there. Lots of smart, experienced people in Discord. Good. Good. So you did get in? Did you get in, Jim? Dwight says, no regrets. And that mentor was not the person that had the TikTok. Oh, okay, good. Good. Gregory says, Gravy for the Brain is who I found first in 2021, based in the UK and Australia. A great group of people, and that place is very resourceful. Joel says to Hoagie Tunes, that is a great sign, though. Good things ahead, hopefully. Yeah, it is a great sign. If you have somebody asking you for your rates or anything like that, that is a good sign that you're doing something right, but still don't sit and wait on it. Keep going. Keep auditioning. Dumas Casper says, after binge catching up on all the podcasts and rewatches, I finally made it to one of your lives. Oh, welcome. Hi, everyone. Feel like I know some of you from listening for so long. That's awesome. Thank you for catching us and for saying hi. Hoagie Toon says to Joel, thanks. Dylan says, hi, Dumas, welcome. Joel says, got my first groups of rejections, but it doesn't really bother me. It will happen eventually, and I do have an author message me to tell me I was top and very close, just looking for a different tempo. See, that's a sign. Those are all good things. And just keep going. It means that you're on the right path. You're doing things right. Now we just need to get you in front of someone who's looking for your voice, right? And to do that, we need to audition more. So good. Dumas says, thanks, Dylan. Donnie says, yes, consistency. Consistency is key to most things. Alex Jensen says, when I see the big money VO promises, I dream for a bit, but then pull myself back to reality. Exactly. Good. Joel says, got my first group of rejections, but doesn't really bother. It will happen eventually. Had one author message. I think that was just a duplicate. Hoagie Toon says, thanks for advice. 2 to 3 chapters a day. Yeah, if you can swing it, if you got the time for it. Just don't overwork this. Alex says, almost done with my booth. All my jackets hung on the wall work pretty well until I can afford the booth sound dampening stuff. You know what also works well? I mean, if you're in a pinch, go to the Goodwill, the local thrift store, and just get like a duvet or like a comforter or something that's, fluffy and dense. Wash it and then hang that on the wall. I mean, get creative. It doesn't have to be like specifically like acoustic foam or something super cool looking. It doesn't have to be cool. It doesn't have to be pretty or cool. It just has to sound good, right? Dwight says, Randall, I too built my studio, but I was listening to Caesar's yelling and screaming while hammering his thumb. I don't regret it a bit. The building part, not the eavesdropping part. Tall Latin Mama. I love that. Hello, Angela and all. I've been a back row observer for a couple of months, and I'm so impressed. I love the support that you all seem to give each other like a VO family, and that's what I think. That is how I see this community. Because I don't see other voice artists as competition. I don't. I see that all of us have something unique to bring to the table, and we are so supportive and helpful with each other. Not only that, but networking with each other, right? If you come across somebody that says, hey, I have this project, I don't know if you're quite the fit, but maybe, I was looking for somebody a little bit more along this lines, and then that description brings someone into your mind. You can reach out to that person and say, hey, I think you would be a great fit for this. You should probably go check it out, or let the author know, I know somebody who might fit that perfectly. Reach out to this person, right? That happens all the time. So networking and community, not competition. We are VO family. Jim says, takes 2 to 3 hours for throat coat to settle down my voice, but it keeps from breaking up. It does. And I don't really like the black licorice flavor. I know there's I was like, squirrel. There's like a eucalyptus flavor now, right? I have to get that. Yeah. Tall Latin Mama says, oh yes, I brought assorted donuts and coffee tea. Yay. Of course, Donnie wants the rum. Tycon Delar says, just got an ACX offer last night, but they needed it completed by 9/2. It's 12,700 words. I'm thinking this is doable. Really, that's about, what? That's about an hour and a half? That's an hour and a half finished-ish? That's doable. Tall Latin Mama says, Donnie knows what's up. I'll be back with rum. Don't get him started. Dwight says, Tall Latin Mama, these are your people. We have all learned much from Angela and her followers. Best of all, the groups I have ever belonged to, including the Boy Scouts. Wow. Joel says, had my first group of rejections, but I think we've seen this one a couple times. Author tell me I didn't get it, but wanted me to know he liked it. It was close top 3. Yeah, that is encouraging. Absolutely Hoagie Tunes. Tall Latin Mama says, I have a mini setup, mic, headphones, software download, and I'm working on demos to get used to my DAW. Good. I definitely need a workshop critiquing as suggested. I'm soaking in all the wisdom. Great. Great. Spend a lot of time, for most of you getting started out, spend a lot of time on choosing your recording software, your DAW, your digital audio workstation. There's a few of them to choose from, but whichever one that you feel most comfortable with, take the time to learn it, understand it, how it works, what all the effects do, how to use them, right? And then once you become part of groups or workshops or whatever you decide to join, you can ask questions and feedback on your demos. And so when somebody says, hey, it sounds like it's a little bit over compressed, then you'll know what they're talking about, and then you can adjust it. So take some time to understand how all of that stuff works, the recording software. You'll thank me later. Dwight says, hello, Dumas. Dwight says, don't forget to like, follow, and share. Yes, please. Go ahead and give that little like button a little clickaroonie. That would be awesome. And if you're Team Replay, please consider subscribing. Thank you very much. Jim says, got lots of short demos. Going to work on takes of paragraphs for ACX. Remember, your samples for audiobooks only need to be 2 to 3 minutes max. You don't have to read a whole chapter. You don't have to read, 5 pages. 2 to 3 minutes max is sufficient for a sample. Dumas Casper says, I've looked at joining the Platinum group as well, but I'm in the UK, so timing would be very awkward on Thursdays. I feel you. Caesar is in the Philippines, and we do have a few others that are outside the U.S. that either participate when they can or watch the replays. All of the meetings on Thursdays are recorded and then they're posted for you to catch. So even if you just can't attend that night, you can rewatch it later. Dylan says, fluffy and dense. Are you talking about me? Jim says, my wife is a quilt maker. So we got lots of sound absorbing stuff. Yeah, it sounds like you do. It sounds like you do. Just don't, just be careful with them. You don't want to upset the wifey. Joe says, you'll have to excuse my comments. They were delayed. Oh, my connection is awful. That's okay. What I mean was that many people have either taken a break or quit VO. There are a lot of people doing it. Yes, and a lot of people don't stick with it. A lot of people don't realize in the beginning because they see these social media posts. They go and they run and they sign up. They get a lavalier mic or something and then just it's too much work. But then they don't take their platform or their profile off of the platform. So regardless of how many people or how much competition or whatever the word is, if you want to do this, get out there and do it. Be proactive. Get seen. Do the work, and you'll be fine. Christine says, functional and fit your needs. Upgrade when you can. D. Hort says, Angela, I know you do a lot of audiobooks. Are you also booking commercial or promo? Yes. There's, I don't think there's anything in VO that I haven't done to this point. I mean, video games, IVR, commercial, a lot of online learning, how-tos, stuff like that, audiobooks, devices, games. I mean, just about anything you can think of, I've done. Jim says, I do spearmint throat coat. Spearmint throat coat? That sounds delicious. Dwight says, Angela's correct. Our networking is working well. Excuse me. I have made referrals for my fellow artisans. Also hired Wendy to narrate my mother's memoir that I am engineering and putting to video. That's awesome. Masonry Construction says, Tall Latin Mama, get yourself a YouTube channel, a podcast, a website, whatever, and then begin recording and posting your work. Don't overplan, just do it. Well said. Just get out there. Just get started with something. Christian says, is it necessary to have your own website or can you just create a Fiverr profile and take it from there? I would definitely have your own website. Regardless of which path you take in voiceover or audiobook narration, having your own website is like your online presence. It's your online home base. So once you get to the point where you're on social media and you're starting to create content of your own, or if you're on Fiverr, or if you're on Voice123, or wherever that you are for, to make sales, to book jobs, to find work, to spread the message about yourself, to market yourself, you need a digital home base for all of those clients to learn more about you, to contact you, to hire you, to hear you, to see that you're a legit person, right? Have a website. Even if it's just a simple one-pager with a picture of you, a little bit about you, a way to hear you, and a way to contact you. But having a website, yes, I would say is definitely a must. Tall Latin Mama says, what are some website suggestions for newbie website creators? I need all the helps. I use Wix. There's a lot of website hosts out there that will allow you to have a free website. The only caveat to that is that they're going to have their watermarks and their information, like instead of, voiceoverangela.com, for my website, it would be voiceoverangela.wix.com, stuff like that. You have to actually pay to, have all of their logos and things removed. But having a free website is better than having no website. And then you can always, once you start to have income coming in, then you can upgrade, right? Upgrade when you can. Joel says, ignore my editing. I keep hitting send mid-sentence and it's sending more than once. That's okay. I have goofy fingers too. Alex Jensen says, on the topic of sound absorption, question for all, does one need to make sure to cover all surfaces, only a certain 1% or a certain percent? I've seen studios that look like they just have interspersed panels. I think it's going to really depend on the size and shape of your space. If it's a small confined space, much like mine is, there's a lot less area for my voice to travel around in. So it's going to bounce off of everything in here versus a larger room where maybe I only need a couple panels behind me. So in this space, a lot of it is covered because it's a small room. So it's really good. How much you need is going to depend vastly on the size and shape of the room that you're recording in. Jim says, as to shopping for work, I avoid ads on Facebook. Been scammed there. No thanks. Yeah, same. Caesar says to Tall Latin Mama, are you looking to build the site yourself or are you hiring a web developer? Caesar is our resident web developer, our website creator. Is that the same difference? Dwight says, to Angela's point, I'm going to be featured on the CT Shoreline papers in the next few weeks, but they are looking for my website for all sorts of validation and info. Mine will be up by end of day Friday. Good. It's awesome, Dwight. Tall Latin Mama says, Caesar, unsure as this all seems so new now that I'm delving deeper. I'm open to suggestions on where to start. Florida D says, I just registered my website name and will set a future site of page. I'll update the page when I start actually auditioning and have some demo samples to drop. It wasn't expensive. Good progress. Caesar says to Alex, depends on several factors. You can intersperse and cover roughly 35%, but may want to have absorption at the first reflection point. Lots of mathematics involved. Yeah. Yeah, mathing is mathing. I don't do the mathing. Dwight says, Caesar has been doing an amazing website developer. Yes, he is. Steve voiceover. Hey, Steve. Hello, Angela, and hello to all the beautiful people here. I just stopped by to say hello. Well, hello to you, Steve. Thanks for stopping by. What time is it? Oh, gosh, that was fast. Thank you guys all for joining today. I really appreciate the time that you guys take out of your busy days to just hang out for an hour or so and share your experiences and share your comments and your perspectives and your support for everybody else watching. I really appreciate that. But I will be back next week. If there's something specific that you guys want to talk more about or something that you're interested in learning more about, then please put it in the comments below. And I'll see you guys next week. So until then, use your discernment, do your research, practice, and join the Platinum Group. Thank you for listening to She-Lancer Mom Entrepreneur with VoiceOver Angela. That's me. For more information about me, visit my website, voiceoverangela.com, or hop on over to my YouTube channel, VoiceOver Angela. Again, thanks for listening. Have a great day.